Buenos dias, good day to all my friends and colleagues there in Granada, Nicaragua at ACCION's Latin American Network meeting. I regret that I couldn't be there with all of you today, but I hope that this presentation on mobile phone banking and mobile commerce is of interest to all of you partners of ACCION's network. I'd like to especially thank Carlos and Beth and all my other friends there, Maria Otero, for giving me this opportunity to speak to all of you today. The MAMS program provides technical assistance and training to rural banks here in the Philippines in microfinance best practices. Our program has been around for 10 years, and we focus exclusively on developing the capacity for rural banks to profitably provide financial services to microenterprises in the Philippines. Over the years, our banks have processed about 1 million loans totaling close to $250 million to microenterprises across the Philippines. We've also helped significantly in the area of deposit mobilization, and more recently gotten into the areas of money transfer business, as well as supporting a mobile commerce ecosystem, of which I'll be talking about today. The Philippines is a country with 7,000 islands. A major issue, as faced by many of us looking at expanding microfinance services, is the costs and high transaction costs of delivering financial services, primarily due to the great distances between rural clients and the banks. To give you an idea, the rural banking system in the Philippines has been around for about 50 years. There are about 760 rural banks with over 2,000 branches. Currently, these banks' total asset resources are about $2 billion US. They manage over 5 million deposit accounts and over 1 million active borrowers. A substantial number of these now are microenterprise clients. The challenges for rural banks, as I mentioned, to reaching rural clients are the high transaction costs. This includes issues like transportation costs, loss of business opportunity, and security risk. Usually, our clients, as you can see in the picture, they may have a shop. They have to close that shop, travel distance over oftentimes rough road to go to the bank, and then go back after waiting in line at the bank to their business and open up shop again. This oftentimes takes them out of their business for an extended period of time. Oftentimes the banks have mobile collectors as well, but this has been very expensive as well to support, and increases the costs that need to be charged to clients to support loan services. A couple of years ago, we decided to explore the technology solution, which was mobile phone banking services, initially to support payments, and we came up with a product we call Text-to-Payment, primarily to deal with this issue of handling small financial transactions and loans for clients in rural areas. But we realized very quickly that apart from loan payments alone, mobile phones and the technology now allows us to extend a range of low-cost banking services to not only our existing clients, but also unbanked individuals, especially in rural areas. In the Philippines, this was being driven by the rapid expansion of mobile phone outreach. Today, more than half the population of the Philippines owns a cell phone. We've also found that after doing numerous studies, more than 93% of all our clients actually owned a cell phone or had a cell phone in the family, which they could use to transact and send and receive money. Mobile phone companies have significantly enhanced their mobile phone services to include new services such as mobile payments. Falling cost of technology made it very easy for us to take advantage of this, and of course even for clients. Today a used cell phone in the Philippines can be found for as little as $10. Increased competition was also driving the banks to look at ways to improve efficiency, and again we found this as a possibility of offering many of the services that we offer today, the regular banking service such as loans, even remote savings, deposits, and withdrawals, much, much cheaper using a mobile phone. Why did we choose this technology? Primarily, we found that our clients had a fairly high level of mobile phone literacy. Here in the Philippines, close to 1 billion text messages are now sent every single day. Texting and the use of mobile phones is very cheap, it's affordable, it's widely used. Sending a text message here in the Philippines costs only 1 peso, which is the equivalent of about 2 cents. The phone companies have nationwide networks covering almost 99% of the entire country. Both phone companies came up with mobile payment platforms in 2004. These mobile payment platforms are safe and secure. They're recognized by the Philippine Central Bank and Monetary Board, and more importantly, they also address anti-money laundering requirements. They're setting limits in terms of the amounts of the transactions. However, these limits were well within the amounts that we normally handled with our clients. Again, restrictions of $800 a day or $2,000 a month were well within the types of financial transactions that the rural banks were handling primarily with their microfinance clients. In selecting a partner, we were very careful. We carefully looked and made proposals to both telephone companies. We chose Globe Telecom since they are one of the leading mobile phone operators in the Philippines with over 16 million subscribers today. The company had been increasingly focusing on the bottom of the pyramid, looking at working with and providing solutions for the masses. This company is a very solid company with over $1 billion a year in annual revenue. Globe alone handles well over 250 million text messages a day, and in 2004 they developed Globe's GCash, which today supports over 500,000 active users, 500 establishments with close to 5,000 outlets now handle GCash related transactions and basically allowing people to transmit money from phone to phone. In 2006 alone, the total number of transactions both in and out of the system totaled over $700 million. Today we're seeing a volume of almost $100 million in very small transactions that are occurring using cell phones on the GCash network. GCash basically is a service that turns a mobile phone into an electronic wallet. Basically, you can do everything now with a mobile phone that you could do with, say, a debit card, a pre-funded debit card. It's reliable, accessible, and easy way to buy and sell goods and services, send and receive remittances both locally and abroad, and the company has made tie-ups with several remittance companies overseas and has integrated the technology with the internet using a web-based tool. They've also tied up with the Bureau of Internal Revenue, which accepts this for taxes, bills payment for local utility companies, schools, what have you, and you can actually load your phone by converting GCash into airtime load at a significant discount. And more importantly, the GCash platform allows people to send money from one phone to another.